Video. Hey, everybody, welcome back to QOTD, the question of the day show. This is the game show that lets you be on the air, and you fortunate people are watching the Thursday Big Show. It's a culmination of a whole week of like amazing QOTD questions and awesome fan answers from people just like you who've gone over to BeOnTheAir.com, clicked that orange record button, and recorded their own fan answers to the daily questions. And so all week long, we've been laying out these questions. You guys have been answering them, and then other people have been voting and sending stars. And based on what everybody is saying in the audience, the best videos have made it to right now, to this show. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through the 7 questions that we have released this week, and then we're gonna play the best answers according to you guys. These are from other fans, and then you, me, Trish, JJ, we're all gonna vote. Well, we're not gonna vote, but you guys are gonna vote. And the videos that you vote for will make it to the finals. And then finally, there'll be the finals. And we will pick the champion of the week. Oh, I'm so excited. And by the way, if you wanna vote, if you wanna send stars, or even if you wanna record a late answer, during the show, you'll see a big button pop up on the bottom of the screen that'll say record now or vote now or whatever it is. Go on over to BeOnTheAir.com, and that's where you can vote, watch, record, whatever. You can kind of keep it up in a window along with your YouTube or Twitch window, or just go over there and just watch the whole darn thing. So that's the way the Big Show works. I'm all out of breath. How are you guys doing?
We're good. We're really good.
Yeah. So oftentimes a week has like a theme that ties together all the questions. I don't know. Did we have that this week? Is there a
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you. Well, tell me, please.
Well, this week's theme is animals. We're talking about animals that you'd like to be, and animals that save lives, and animals on the storied arc. But we're also discussing animalistic tendencies that might come with free will, and maybe even people acting like animals on TV.
Oh! Well, that's great. I love it. So we've got 7 questions that are reflecting this animalistic theme. JJ, we ready? Should we just go to the first one?
I was going to say, let's get into it. And we begin with, I would say, the question that most strongly relates to the theme.
Absolutely.
Animals.
Okay, and our first one is called, well, we called it Animal Avatars, but we wanted to know, what animal would you like to be reincarnated as?
Oh,
you come back, any animal. What would you be? You know what I decided?
What?
I want to be JJ's dog. That's what I decided.
Announcement. That's a cute dog.
I know. Harley is the most spoiled. She goes to doggy daycare. This dog has a nanny.
So now that it's June, does Harley go to day camp? Like, what happens?
Oh, well, what happens is she'll sometimes go if we need her to go and get her energy out with the other dogs. But she still stays at home. She basks in the shade in our yard under the trees. And unfortunately, she did just the other day very much injure my mom. So she got a little bit of an injury from my dog. So I guess, Trish, you have a bone to pick with my mom.
Okay, everybody has an off week. But I'll take the other 51 weeks of the year, and I will be Harley.
Perfect.
Harley.
Love her. She's the best dog in the world, and that is the truth for me. Well, we have some incredible answers coming through from fans across the world, so let's see what animals they want to come back as and whether there are any other dogs in there. Excited to see it.
I think I would want to be recorded as an eagle or a hawk, rah! Something, a predator in the sky that would kind of live a long time and just see everything from a different perspective. Yeah.
All right. Like an eagle, like in Lord.
If I were to be reincarnated as an animal, I would probably be a bird, specifically a parrot or a macaw who would live somewhere tropical so that there'd be nice weather and so that I could fly anywhere that I wanted to.
They do live for a really long time too. I don't know if you guys know that. Like 80.
I guess if I was going to be reincarnated as something other than a human, I would want to be a goldfish. Yeah, I'd want to be a goldfish because I would just like swim all day. I wouldn't have like really any problems. I would have 3 brain cells, like just be a really chill life that, you know, and if it's a hard life, then you're basically dead if you're a goldfish, unless you have like a really awesome chill life and you live in like a tank and someone's taking care of you, then you can live a long time. So like you only have to live if you, this is so sad. You only have to live if you're living really well.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Ted Lasso says be a goldfish.
I'll keep that in mind.
I was born the year of the tiger, so I've always liked tigers. Always thought they were super cool. I have heard, however, that they're endangered, so maybe not the best situation. So this could be a lame answer, but I honestly think I'd rather just be reincarnated as another human again.
Top of the food chain, eh?
I've actually been thinking about this a lot. An eagle. I've seen streams of like video cameras connected to eagles flying over cities, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful. I'd love to see the earth from a bird's eye view, literally. And I mean, there's nothing else you want. I mean, they live like 40 years, so I could do 40 years, you know? I don't want to be like a 150-year-old tortoise. Like, no, a bird that can fly. I want to fly.
It's compelling. Yeah.
If I could be reincarnated into any animal, I'd probably have to go with the sloth, because I just want to sleep. I want to be up in the trees. I want to be swinging. I want to be just like chilling all day long, hanging up there, sleeping. Beautiful. That's my life. That's what I want to be reincarnated as, a sleepy sloth.
Hell yeah.
Lot of thoughts in there. So now it's time for you all to vote. There are blue buttons that are appearing on the bottom of your screen. If you're not seeing blue buttons on your screen, maybe you're on YouTube or Twitch, you can click one of the links in chat, which will take you over to BeOnTheAir.com just to go ahead and vote. So match one of those blue buttons and vote for one of these. Who voted? Vote for somebody who's inspiring, entertaining, who you totally agree with. Do you want to be a sloth or an eagle or a tiger or another person? For goodness sakes, Phoebe. She's so happy. She just wants to be her again.
Yeah.
Bless you.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Love that.
Be good to fly, though. I can't fly. Don't
Yeah,
be
a lot of bird answers.
Yeah, I was going to say.
shocking.
Also, a lot of people who struggle a little bit with saying struggle with saying reincarnated, including myself.
Good thing you weren't making fun of him right then.
No, I was just stating facts. Thank God I saved myself from that.
Way to go, Bart.
Bird. Another bird.
Yeah, Bart the bird.
He also couldn't say reincarnated. I think he said he used a different word.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what the word was, but I don't think it meant reincarnation. Anyway,
Well,
wait.
the word is winner. That's what the word is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I would like to be reincarnated as a winner. Chicken dinner.
You got to play.
No. But I wouldn't want to be a bird, man. I got a thing. I don't like birds that much, and you know what I don't like, Trish? Chickens. Hate them. I mean, delicious. Don't like them.
They are. But we were discussing this last week on one of our recap shows about how chickens are supposed to be very therapeutic. You don't buy into it?
Oh no. No, but I, like the only thing worse than being a chicken would be being a June bug. Because then you get
the only thing worse than being a chicken would be the egg. Don't you agree?
Well, it would be hard to be one and not the other. I know, I'm a philosophy major. I have a...
What? I forgot. I don't even know why I enter into these conversations with you.
That's me!
Well, should we move forward?
Kierkegaard on my side!
Our next question is about modern inventions, and specifically, we asked our players what modern invention would absolutely stun past humans if we took it back in time.
Oh, this is a good one. I mean, honestly, I feel like modern philosophy and the directions that it's gone, that could really blow people's minds. I think they would just like, whoa, what are these questions we're asking? But for me, I think I've alluded to this before. I earnestly think that modern snack foods and energy drinks would actually they would be just absolutely stunned by the flavors and like the effects, especially of like energy drinks like Monster. They would be awake for weeks and they would be like, their stomachs would be like, what is this chemical taste? I just imagine like a person in medieval times eating like a Dorito.
Well, think about this. So people in medieval times, they didn't even have coffee. Imagine how it would react to a Red Bull. In Western Europe, they didn't.
Right. But they did have the alcohol to mix with the Red Bull, right?
They didn't have distilled spirits. Beer, mead, wine.
And the plague.
Exactly. Life sucked.
Yeah. They really needed a vodka Red Bull, but at the same time, if they had a vodka Red Bull, they would be seeing sounds.
As if they weren't inventing enough religions during that time. It would
literally
war. Wait, I got it. And, that's really awesome. That's a super great answer. I hadn't even thought about that. But let's see what the fans have said.
Good point. Yeah, I think we have some really good answers from fans. So let's see what they have to say, what inventions they're bringing back with them.
So you know how they used to churn the butter back in the day? I would just pop up and be like, can't believe it's not butter.
So traveling back in time to the Middle Ages, this modern invention that would blow medieval humans away would be, you ready for this? The water bottle. I'm telling you, they'd be like so shocked. They'd be like, what is that material around the water that holds in spherical shape? And is this a sphere? Cylindrical? Whatever it is. They'd be shocked by this thing.
Because we didn't start ruining the planet soon enough.
Make the trash ready.
Travel back in time to the Middle Ages. A modern invention that would blow the medieval humans away would have to be maybe a car. I was gonna say cell phone, but then I was like, then I have to invent electricity and all that. So it was a no. I'm thinking a car, so they wouldn't have to walk around all the time. Everybody travels together. It's safer. You know, they didn't have footwear, I don't believe. I could be wrong. I'm very young. But yes, it would have to be a car.
She's not sure whether they had cars in the Middle Ages. The Middle Ages we're talking about are the Middle Ages.
I think if I traveled back in time to the Middle Ages, that vaping devices would definitely blow medieval humans away. And probably Four Locos. That's what I'd show them.
Ages you, JJ.
See, as they talk about seeing sounds, they'd be seeing like abstract concepts.
I don't know why this came to mind, but I would definitely say Hinge or Tinder. Like, imagine just being able to like see people from around your like village, like just trying to like get some.
I feel like they wouldn't even comprehend what was going on. They'd be like, you guys are so advanced that you have the energy or the bandwidth to even be doing this right now. Like, we're just trying to survive. But I guess that's a ton of technology on top of technology that would just...
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I'm gonna go with that one.
There's like a whole leisure life that goes with that. It's like, I'm so...
Cell phones, easily. That would, I'm pretty sure they'd have recorded sex, especially with my iPhone.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, big one.
But what would be the amazing part of that? Like, I mean, assuming you could get the whole thing, well, we'll come back to that. Guys, it's time to vote. Let's pick one of these guys, mash the blue button that corresponds to the number that's under their little picture there, and you will help this person go to the final round. And if you don't see blue buttons on the bottom of your screen, click one of the links in the chat, and that'll take you over to BeOnTheAir.com, where you'll be taken to the screen where you can vote, right? So what's it going to be? Is it going to be, I can't believe it's not butter, little country crock, water bottles, Tinder? That one cracked me up. Four Locos. I love that one. Cars? Cell phones?
Gosh.
A lot of options.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, what I was saying with, I don't know, there's just so much. We were like, things change so fast. You go back with like a toaster oven and people would be blown away. You know?
Yeah.
Or like, I don't know, a rubber band. And like, what?
Oh, Hinge Tinder.
Hey.
Nice job, Sonia. That was my favorite.
No, seriously, I went back to ancient Rome. You know, I'd skip the Middle Ages, go all the way back to Rome, because there's a culture that could totally appreciate Tinder.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, now I'm just imagining like the messages they send, like, what art thou wearing?
An animal spin, just like you.
The cheesy pickup lines. Oh my god! Now I want to see this.
Nice sandals. All right. Speaking of what? Well, you know what's interesting is that nobody came up with like some kind of life-saving device. They weren't like the pacemaker or anything like that.
Yeah,
but, you know.
Yeah, nobody mentioned any weapons either. I was, you know, I think our heads are in a good place today.
Okay.
Not talking about defense or saving our lives or emergencies. It's just all about like, can you get some?
But we are talking about saving lives now. We're talking about animals that have saved lives. And we asked our players, has an animal ever saved your life? We wanted to hear about it, and we got some great answers.
It seems so improbable. Nah, I'm just kidding. You got a bunch of answers to this. It seems like it would be improbable, but a bunch of people like came back with some kind of amazing stories. And I got to add to it that like this actually happened to me. And by like a pretty unlikely animal, I had a cat. You know, cats are supposed to be all selfish, right? And the cat leapt into a window to wake me up in the middle of the night because my apartment had filled with gas. And then I was like, you know, it was late at night, let's just say. And I pushed the cat back outside the window, and the cat jumped back inside and swiped my nose. I have a scar right there from where Bart the cat bit my face until I got up and I was like, whoa, this place is full of gas, and then opened up all the windows. Sort of amazing, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh my
That was a good.
That's incredible.
3 legs.
3 legs?
Not really. There's a joke about that, about I had this cat that saved my life. And anyway, I'll tell it at the end of the show.
Okay.
Well, yeah, I think we have some answers coming in from fans actually with stories. Let's see if they are nearly as good as yours, because that's wild.
Yeah, that's hard
so
to beat.
scary. Yeah. Hey, pets, they'll look out for you. If you treat them well, they'll help you.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see what the answers have to say.
An animal hasn't saved my life, but they definitely have made my life better. I'm a vegetarian for the last 7 years, and I'm mad about animals in general, but also a dog did come into my life while I was having a very rough time. I was diagnosed with anxiety, and my dog kind of acted without knowing to, I guess, but kind of like a support dog. He'd follow me to the bus every morning for school, and he'd wait at the bus stop every evening to pick me up. Yeah, he was great.
Kaylee, that counts.
Yeah, I don't think it was an accident. I think
I don't actually think that an animal has saved my life. I won't say that my dog has ever definitely saved my life, but for their sake, maybe one day there was a man walking past our house and he was maybe going to murder us, but my dogs barked enough, so that scared him away. So I'll give that to my dogs. Benefit of the doubt.
I love it. And her dogs don't make a big deal about it. They didn't come and tell her about it.
Well, to be honest and to think about it, there are no times in my life where I have been saved by an animal, or I haven't been in any tragic accidents or whatsoever before.
All right. Good to be you.
I don't even need a pet. Take my own life.
I had a dog when I was 11 or 12, and he was the best dog I named. Man, he was awesome. He loved. He was one of those real loyal, real steadfast dogs. He was medium sized, but basically one day, there was somebody trying to get into our house, and I was dead asleep. I'm 11, 12. I'm not really, I'm playing sport and all that. I'm playing football. I'm not trying to, I'm knocked out, basically. I have no energy. So, and this was I won't say it was in the middle of the night, but it was 9 or 10, I think. And someone was trying to break into our house. And so my dog woke up, started barking. And this dog was little at the time. We had just got him, but he was in that in between phase. But he had that grown bark that it sounded like a big dog on the other side. So I guess the person heard that and they ran off after that. Whoa. And that is how my dog saved my life.
The level of detail in this story is unparalleled.
I love it. Storyteller.
Has an animal ever saved my life? Not directly, but I will say this, especially cats, kittens more so, they save your life in the sense that they make you a lot happier. I remember before I got my 2 little fur babies, my 2 little cats, I used to be very depressed, very angry, and now with these little critters running around, I'm as happy as can be.
Yeah. Fur babies.
Has an animal ever saved my life? I don't think so. I've had weird encounters with animals, though. I encountered a wolf once in my backyard, and I pet it, and he didn't kill me, so I thought it was a dog. I thought it was a dog at the time until it came into the light, and then I was like, oh, that's a wolf. But no animals have saved my life. I guess just spared me. It's the only instance there.
He was in the recap, and that story blows me away.
Yeah.
Well, y'all, it's time to vote. So we're going to click one of the blue buttons on the bottom of your screen. There are links in the chat if you're on YouTube that will take you right over the voting screen on BeOnTheAir. And so go ahead and click one of those. Somebody who inspires you, you totally agrees. Is it going to be mental health kitties? Is it going to be, the Hawks, his cat the wolf spared his life, or Panzer Saturn, man, the puppy with the big voice. It was kind of a shaggy dog story, as they say.
Yeah.
If you want to know what a shaggy dog story is, that's it.
Are you talking about the Shaggy DA?
No, there's a kind of a story called a shaggy dog story. That's where somebody goes on and 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 on.
Oh.
And there's someplace. But
I thought it was called My Dad's Story.
Oof. Owned.
Okay.
Oh.
He likes a kitty. He does. And we all do.
Yeah.
You know what? I am kind of a cat whisperer. If I were on a reality show,
I see. Do tell.
I might be able to be the cat whisperer. I'm just saying, I could probably win that reality show. And that was a question that we asked our players. We were wondering, what's that?
Like on America's Got Talent, your talent would be you could get a cat to do something.
Yes, not my cat, but probably somebody else's. I think I could maintain control over. I just got a crazy one.
That's pretty cool. I don't know. There ought to be a reality show where they do pet tricks.
Oh, yeah, tricks and training, right?
Yeah, America's Pet's Got Talent or something like that.
Yeah, actually, I think they already do have a show like that. It's called America's Funniest Home Videos.
Not so dissimilar from QOTD in certain ways. And to feel cool things that people do. Now, if I was going to be on a show, and I said this earlier in the week, like I would totally be on alone. This is 100 days of like just being by myself. I think maybe you just like go bananas. You'd never really recover from that.
Yeah, that sounds like torture to me.
Or you'd come back like all different, and like all the people you know and love would be like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I could do out in the wilderness. Now, if we're talking about like a Big Brother situation where you're spending a lot of time inside, like if I was like in a house and I was like, oh, you have to survive in this house alone for a few days, I'd be like, oh, okay, sign me up.
You like the drama.
I love the drama, the fights, throwing stuff, yelling. I would be just sitting on the couch, relaxing and just watching it, taking it all in. I think we have some answers coming in from fans about this very good question, to which we have some very good answers ourselves. So let's see what they have to say and which reality shows they would win.
I'd like to believe I would win. Are you smarter than a fifth grader? Because I swear they do not get those questions from fifth graders, right? Always make it a little bit more impossible. So I'd have a talk with that director beforehand and I'd win. Oh, I'd win. And I wouldn't even use any of the assists from my fifth grader friends. There's no way they're asking things I only learned in college, right? So I think I'd win. Are you smarter than a fifth grader? I think they're a little shady.
He's got kind of a Seth Rogen look, don't you think?
Yes.
Also, fifth grader friends.
I would say the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Although I do follow the one from Beverly Hills, but Atlanta is the one that I follow the most.
You are no near crazy enough.
Right.
So I already know I would absolutely kill it on Deal or No Deal. I don't know if you've seen that, but it's the one where you have the briefcase and you have to pick another briefcase and hope that your briefcase has $1 million in it. I've played this game before at an arcade, and every time I played, I won. Like, I won big bucks. So Deal or No Deal, if you're watching this, hit me up.
I won 100 tickets at the arcade. I'm unbeatable.
Exactly.
I think I would potentially win Family Feud. I've always liked that show, and it seems easy. It seems like he'd be able to figure out what a lot of people think an answer is for something. Usually common answers. I think I'd win that.
We should totally do a Family Feud episode.
Yes.
Oh, totally.
With that, I would win a show of Naked and Afraid, where if I were just put into the wild with nothing, I could somehow survive by the skill of my own hands and my thinking abilities and just surviving in the wild.
The bugs.
If I was a cartoon, I would totally win Tool Drama Island. I feel like I have the ingenuity to do it, you know? Yeah, the girls might kind of fly under the radar and not get anyone toes for that show. But yeah, I would totally win Total Drama Island if it was a cartoon. And I'm pretty sure that counts as a reality show because it was like a reality show, wasn't it? So yeah, that is one that I would win.
About as real as any other reality show. I'm with you.
100%. But out of the box thinking, I like that.
Yeah, very out of the box. I love it.
Well, time to vote, my friends. We're going to send one of these people to the finals based on how you vote. So click the blue button that's on the bottom of your screen. If you're on YouTube or Twitch and you haven't yet opened up the window, there's a link in the chat that will pop open the window that allows you to vote, right away. Vote. I want you to vote. I want to be there with you when you vote.
Yes.
Yeah, I liked a lot of these answers. I'm not into a reality show right now. I gotta say, it was good, like, narrative shows, many of which ended, and so now I'm looking for my new show. No more Mrs. Maisel, no more Barry, no more.
Whoa! Smarter than a fifth grader.
Nice.
Nice job.
Yeah.
So good show, actually. I can't remember what it's called. Like he's got a buddy, but it's like a buddy pick, except it's a man and a woman, which is sort of unusual, right? And I know that in the trailers, her husband is like uncomfortable with how close she is with this guy and things like that. But it looks very funny. All I know is they shave his head.
Oh.
That's fun. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's like, in terms of the fictional versus, like the scripted versus the reality shows, like you said, hearing about the background behind these reality shows, I think that they're probably about the same level of produced. Like they will get people on reality shows to say what they need to say. They'll probably throw in certain questions on competition shows to make sure like the most interesting personality wins. So, reality show.
How scandalous.
Well, those were some people who thought that they would do really well on TV, but what if we could do a little bit better in real life? We wanted to know from our players, what is something that we could all improve upon? Everybody.
Oh, yeah. You mean like ethically, or do you mean in terms of our skill set? Like, what are you talking about here, Trish?
Anything goes. Anything goes.
All right.
Yeah. Well, we've talked a lot about this, and I had my answer the other day was people need to walk faster. But I think that just plays into my general thought that people need to be a little more aware of their surroundings. Like when you're stopped and you're standing on the sidewalk, just being aware of what's behind you and around you. If you're like talking on a phone, just making sure that you know where you're talking on the phone at and whether you're disturbing other people. I think that's kind of my big thing. I think a lot of people are on their phones and stuff, and they aren't too aware of what's happening around them.
Let's not consider, Kurt Vonnegut, one of my favorite writers. That was his whole thing. He said the overall theme through all of his works was love may fail, but courtesy will prevail. It's important to be polite, according to Kurt Vonnegut.
Love that. Love that.
Yes, chivalry, as they say, chivalry is not dead. No matter how hard we all try. Get rid of it.
Also, don't stand so close to people. Like when you're in a store or something. Ugh.
Oh, the subway.
Oh, God. I mean, I guess you can't help it in some circumstances, but in lots of circumstances you can. There's a thing, especially after COVID, it's like you got to give a little bit of space to people.
A lot of that's cultural, though.
I agree.
You Northern European types, you tend to stay very far away from people. I'm kind of more of a Mediterranean type. We stand close. And I'm sorry if I make you feel uncomfortable.
I've told you before.
I know, I'm listening.
I think we have some answers coming in from fans already about this. Well, not already. We had a whole week to answer the question. But I think we have some good improvements coming in. So let's see if there's any advice that we can take for ourselves.
Okay, this is probably going to be a very cliche answer, but I think that everyone needs to improve on their self-awareness, and that like encompasses how you feel about yourself, being confident in yourself, being secure in yourself, and just being aware that like we're all human beings and we're all like living this like imperfect life. Like we're just figuring it out, and there's going to be challenges, and you're going to do bad things sometimes and you're going to do good things, and it's just like having that awareness of being kind and to yourself and just being aware that like that's just going to happen. So just be nice to yourself.
See, I thought she was saying be forgiving of people, but she's not. She's just saying forgive yourself. You're going to.
I think that one thing everyone needs to improve on is their attention span. Because of social media and TikTok, no one knows how to pay attention these days or really be involved in a conversation because they're used to short attention spans and can't pay attention long.
I already forgot what her answer was. I wasn't paying attention.
I'm listening to you.
Everybody needs to improve on their time management skills. You know, I know very few people who are able to get everything they want to get done, get done. Me included.
That's so true. It's so hard too.
No, you have to like put it all in the calendar. It can get complicated.
One thing that for sure everybody needs to improve on is manners. I'm telling you, next time you go to the store, see if you can count more than, say, 5 people that say please or thank you or you're welcome. Come on, manners, guys. Let's see if we can improve on that.
Totally agree. It is the grease upon which society runs.
I feel like we could all improve on being less judgmental as human beings. We all have feelings, have a heart. Just have a heart, because who are we to judge the next person based on our own assumptions?
Thank you, Crystal. Great answer. So agree.
Yeah, very powerful.
I mean, we can all just be generally nicer to each other. I feel like that's a common answer.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah,
Be nice.
Yeah, nice. That's a word to be nice. So now it's time to be nice and vote. It's so hard that you only get to vote for one. You don't get to be nice to everybody. But we're going to pick one of these. Click on the blue buttons on the bottom of your screen if you're on BeOnTheAir.com. If you are on Twitch or YouTube, just come on over and vote for one of these people. There are links in your chat that will take you directly to the screen where you can vote in this particular venue. So is it going to be we need to love ourselves a little bit more? Is it time management? Maybe manners and courtesy are important. Maybe you need to be a little less judgy. Maybe we all need to be a little bit less judgy and nice. I mean, it's just 4 letters that say so much.
True.
As Crystal said.
And we can't forget about, I actually remember we can't forget about attention span. Big with the social media age, I know that.
I said I was paying attention to her.
You forgot it already.
Hey, that's why that's why she mentioned it. That's something we can improve upon.
Yeah.
As if you made it like occur.
Oh, that's so funny. I feel like it's always the ones that we like mention just a little bit more are the ones that we're like, oh, I forgot about that one. It's always the one that wins. And I feel like that's special.
We always burn ourselves.
Reality show. The directors are making it happen. You guys vote for whoever the heck you want. We're just trying to provide you with a little bit of information.
That's right. You have the free will to choose any winner that you like. Or there are the winners fated to win. That leads into our next question. It was a simple one to our fans. Do you believe in fate or free will? Do you control your destiny or not so much? Or are you just along for the ride?
This is like one of the 4 big questions of all time. It's like,
well, Mr. Philosopher.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm hedging around the question because I don't answer like a true philosopher. But I gotta say that I go back and forth on it. I like to think of myself as a person of science, so I want to believe in free will, like we can, make things happen. But like I say, I think it smacks of ingratitude and arrogance when you say, "Oh, I am self-made," because you're not. In the simplest example, I mean, we have parents who make things like easy for us or hard for us or help shape us, but then it just gets bigger than that. Like, where were you born? What time were you born in? Like, is there decent weather? Do we live in a time of terrible climate change or whatever it's going to be? But all of these events from around the world come together to make you who you are and to shape your destiny to a great extent. So I think that we feel like we've got free will, but it's like this narrow. I think generally speaking, we're fated to have the lives that we have, which is on one hand sort of sad, but on the other hand kind of comforting, because, you know, if you believe that the world is a kind place, then if things are happening to you that maybe aren't that great right now, then it's for a purpose. It's going to take you someplace, right? Someplace where you were also meant to be. So that's what I think. For what that's.
That was good.
Yeah, no, the philosopher definitely jumped out and made a very good showing with that answer.
I'm just paraphrasing Lord of the Rings as always.
Naturally.
Thought, Bilbo.
Well, I think we have some answers coming in from fans, so let's see if they agree or if they think that we have more free will than we've given ourselves credit for.
Okay, I'll say that you have free will to control your fate, and your fate is made up of your free will. So basically, in a real simple way, because I don't want to get too deep into it, but basically, you are the master of your own universe. You are the master of your own destiny. You're the master of your own free will. You are everything, and everything is you. If that makes sense, I would say that you control your own destiny, because every day you wake up, from the first thought, the last thought you have in the day to the first thought you have in the morning, everything is in your control. Everything you produce and everything you put out there is in your control. And that's how some people operate. And seeing those dreams come true, seeing how people make their dreams happen, that should let you know right there that you're in control of it. It may not seem like it, but you're definitely in control of your dreams, your destiny, and anything in life at that point.
It's inspiring when he says it. Right?
You definitely do not control your destiny. I mean, you can do as much as you can, like studying as much as you want for that test, or like adding as much as you want to your resume. But at the end of the day, bigger factors are always going to change things. Like, you might wake up sick and miss the test, and that will ruin your future. Or maybe someone else has a connection to the boss because he's related to them. So, like, as good as your resume is, none of it matters. And, like, but that's not to say at the end of the day, like, you shouldn't be doing as much as you can to succeed in life. That's what life is made up of. But you do always have to remember that, like, life is controlled by so many different factors, and you can't blame yourself for not everything working out.
So it's not about getting to the top of the mountain. It's about wanting to climb.
Easy. It's both. You have the free will to choose your fate. I don't think anything is predetermined. I think we choose how we succeed and fall for the most part. A lot of luck is involved. I think karma's real. I think if you treat people bad, then bad things are going to come to you. But I think you have the free will to choose your fate.
So it's like going to a diner where you can choose anything on the menu, but you could only choose what's on the menu. I like it.
Honestly, I think life is a combination of both, because when you're younger, your destiny is controlled by your parents. They tell you, don't eat this, don't do that, do this, do that. And then when you're older, you're kind of still like in that mindset, but more freely, because you have your own money that you make, your own job, stable career, hopefully a stable relationship that you chose, hopefully. And I think just life is a combination of both. I'm not saying one is greater than the other. That's just what I think. Yeah. I don't know. This is kind of like a hard question to answer for myself as well, but like, that's just my opinion right now.
No one knows, babe. No one knows.
No one. Yeah, no, it's all up in the air.
I really hope we have free will. To learn that everything was like preordained for us would make life really depressing, right? Because it's like no matter what you do, you're still going to end up with the same fate. So I definitely believe in free will, and I hope for all of our sanity's sake that is real.
So she chooses to believe in free will.
Mm-hmm.
It's uncomfortable.
Oh boy. I thought I would be done with questions like this after I got my degree and finished my philosophy classes. Okay. I think it's a mixture of both. So you control a lot of things in your life. You control yourself. So you make a lot of decisions that are obviously up to you. However, I think that those decisions also cause sort of a ripple effect in your life. So depending on which one you choose, you can determine what's going to happen next. So I don't think you are exactly predestined to do anything, but I also don't think that you are the only reason that those things are happening, if that makes any sense.
Somebody else said something similar to this, where that you don't control the world, but you can control how you react to it, which was sort of a very comforting thought. So Hannah, I hear you. So now it's time to vote. We're going to click one of these blue buttons, send somebody to the finals. Who is fated to win? Panzer Saturn says he is the author of the story of his life. Are you? Beatrice says we're kind of victims of external events. Bart, we can choose from what's on the menu, but we don't get to pick the menu. Interesting idea. Stephanie says it's all your parents' fault. Stephanie, you spent some time with professional listeners, I'll say. Elsa the Joe says she chooses. She's not exactly sure, but she wants to believe in free will, so she's going with that. And Hannah says you can control yourself, and that's actually pretty important, when you think about it. I think a lot of people were saying something along those lines where, we clearly don't control the world. Well, let's vote. Click a blue button. Who do you agree with?
Yes. Oh, a lot. I feel like we just got so deep. I think someone said it was like a simple question. It's deceptively complex because you think there are two options, and then there's like other options. It can be both. There's a lot of different answers to this one. I like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then, of course, there are those who feel that life is just illusion, so it doesn't matter anyway.
It's a simulation.
So Bart, he didn't actually say it was a diner menu. I said that.
I know. He's a big karma guy, though.
Yeah. I hope I captured the flavor of his answer with that.
Well, speaking of flavor, we're going to talk about delicious animals once more. I'm going to actually take you back to biblical times, onto Noah's Ark, and we wanted to know if you could choose 3 animals that are basically worthless in modern times. Who would you kick off of Noah's Ark?
I already gave you my answer.
What was your answer?
I hate chickens.
Oh,
I hate them.
Listen, all birds, right?
Yeah. Don't like them.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I'm kind of thinking in a different approach. I'm thinking about I'm taking kind of a practical approach of benefit to the world versus negatives. So my first choice, obviously, mosquitoes. I feel like I've only ever heard that they spread diseases and they don't actually contribute anything. Flies, I don't know what their benefit is, but they're just very annoying when they get into my house. And then killer whales, because they're flipping boats out at sea now. They're getting together and they're flipping boats. And also just they live up to their name.
Yeah, they're mean. They're very mean.
Yeah, they're bullies.
Bully of the sea.
Big pink tongues though that looks sort of cute.
That's how they get you. They're like, oh, we're so cute, but then we're gonna be like demons in the ocean. Yeah, we're gonna chomp and we're gonna flip.
Yeah. Well, what are the people on this important metaphysical question?
Yes. Well, we have a lot of answers. I'm very excited to hear what they have to say. I think this one is deceptively the most important one of the whole show. So let's see what people have to say about it.
I will be kicking out the gorilla, a lion, and the goats.
Wow.
Goats?
Wow.
Really?
Goat therapy.
I mean, I hear.
I don't think I will ever come up with the idea of kicking an animal off of Noah's Ark, because why? Why would you kick off an animal at Noah's Ark? Like, I love animals, so I don't think I will ever kick an animal or remove an animal from Noah's Ark.
Well, just pick the raven. It ran away anyway.
Yeah, we don't do it with bears, we don't do it with lions, tigers, anything like that, man. They gotta have to go, they have to bounce. We don't got time for any of them animals like that, man. So yeah, I would kick them. Bye.
No pressure. That's for us. I like it. That makes things easy.
3 animals I would kick off Noah's Ark. Well, that's kind of a hard question for me because I actually like animals. But my least favorite animal is a hyena. I see hyenas. Really just like those guys. Snakes, I believe that's an animal. I do like that too. I do like that. And probably like crocodiles or alligators. Yeah. I just like those as well.
I could do without them.
Mm-hmm.
3 animals I'd kick off Noah's Ark. First one, tarantulas. You ever see those things about the size of your hand crawling around your house? They got to go. Flies, they're just annoying as hell. And cockroaches, without a doubt, they're gone.
Yeah, good luck getting rid of the cockroaches. They would have survived anyway. They don't need the guard.
I'll start with the 2 obvious ones. So I'd be kicking off spiders. I'd kick off snakes because, I mean, I don't think anyone's a big fan of them. And then probably somewhat controversial, but I've been saying bye-bye to the cats. Like, I'm not a cat man. I'm more of a dog person. Cats don't really provide me with anything, and I don't really understand why they provide anyone with anything. So I'd be getting rid of cats, spiders, and snakes.
Didn't you hear my story, Patrick?
Right?
You don't like spiders and snakes. But that ain't
controversial.
Guys, it's time to vote. Click on the blue buttons on the bottom of your screen. If you're on YouTube or Twitch, there's a link in the chat that'll take you right to the voting screen. Is it going to be gorillas, lions, and goats? They got to go. Emmanuel, he just can't decide. He's like, he loves them all. Maybe that's a choice. J. Ross, like, all the predators go away. Mishak says hyenas, snakes, and _ crocodiles. Brendan doesn't like the tarantulas. Why wouldn't you love a tarantula? Doesn't like flies and cockroaches either. Patrick, he don't like spiders and snakes and cats. So, I know, but you know, maybe we have to be open to new ideas. Maybe cats are bad. Puppet masters, what I think of them. Well, let's vote for one of these guys. Click on the blue buttons on the bottom of your screen and let's send somebody to the final. Hey, Trish, I didn't know you were such a biblical scholar.
I do my research.
So I think the raven came back, though. But the dove did not.
The dove came back with the olive branch, Goofy.
Oh, yeah, the raven took away. All right, well. He didn't really want to give an answer.
I know.
He likes animals.
He's sweet.
When pressed, he gave the answer. Crocodiles. Snakes. I don't know anything about hyenas except from what I see in Lion King, and they seem like they gotta go.
They're funny.
They're funny.
They laugh all the time.
They're the little furry Nazis, right? According to the Lion. But you've seen the movie, right? Oh, Trish, tell me you've seen the movie.
I have.
Oh. Thought this was going to be another Star Wars.
No. Lion King was good.
Yeah, I cried.
I mean,
right?
Well,
yeah.
I think we've made it. We've made it through all 7 questions for this week, and that means there's only one thing left to do, and that is choose the winner of the winners.
Fireworks.
Pew, 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 pew.
So y'all have voted for the best answer from each question. And so those 7 answers are now in the finals. Now it is incumbent upon us to choose one winner. And it's hard because they're all so good, but there can be only one, because if you're a Highlander fan, you know there can be only one. The movie, everybody. Anyways, we're going to vote right now. So go through and do a quick review of each of those. What? Not a Highlander fan? You will be. You will be. Let's see them again.
Yes, let's do it. Now that we've gotten the obligatory Highlander reference done, check. Let's do a quick recap.
Has an animal ever saved my life? Not directly, but I will say this, especially cats, kittens more so, they save your life in the sense that they make you a lot happier. I remember before I got my 2 little fur babies, my 2 little cats, I used to be very depressed, very angry, and now with these little critters running around, I'm as happy as can be.
He does look happy. Enrique's answering the question. Tell us about time you saved your life.
3 animals I would kick off Noah's Ark. Well, that's kind of a hard question for me because I actually like animals. But my least favorite animal is a hyena. I see hyenas. Really just like those guys. Snakes, I believe that's an animal. I do like that too. I do like that. And probably like crocodiles or alligators. Yeah. I just like those as well.
You have to pick 3 animals off of Noah's Ark. Who would they be?
I'd like to believe I would win. Are you smarter than the 5th grader? Because I swear, they do not get those questions from 5th graders, right? Always make it a little bit more impossible. So I'd have a talk with that director beforehand, and I'd win. Oh, I'd win. And I wouldn't even use any of the assists from my 5th grader friends. There's no way they're asking things I only learned in college, right? So I think I'd win. Are you smarter than a 5th grader? I think they're a little shady.
Answering the question, what reality show would you totally win?
I don't know why this came to mind, but I would definitely say Hinge or Tinder. Like, imagine just being able to, like, see people from around your, like, village. Like, just trying to, like, get some. I feel like they wouldn't even comprehend what was going on. They'd be like, you guys are so advanced that you have the energy or the bandwidth to even be doing this right now. Like, we're just trying to survive. But I guess that's a ton of technology on top of technology that would just...
So Sonia's answer.
I'm gonna go with that one.
If you could go back in time to the Middle Ages, what invention would you bring from that would totally blow people away?
I think that one thing everyone needs to improve on is their attention span. Because of social media and TikTok, no one knows how to pay attention these days or really be involved in a conversation because they're used to short attention spans and can't pay attention long.
Alicia's answering the question, what is something that everybody needs to improve upon?
Easy. It's both. You have the free will to choose your fate. I don't think anything is predetermined. I think we choose how we succeed and fall for the most part. A lot of luck is involved. I think karma's real. I think if you treat people bad, then bad things are going to come to you. But I think you have the free will to choose your fate.
Fate or free will? What do you believe in?
I think I would want to be recorded as like an eagle or like a hawk, like something, a predator in the sky that would kind of live like a long time and just see everything from a different perspective.
If you were to be reincarnated as an animal next time around, who do you want to be? Eagle. That's what he said. Well, now it's time to vote. There are blue buttons on the bottom of your screen corresponding to these folks. Click on one of them and let us pick our champion of the QOTD week, which ends now.
Wow. Bart has 2 horses in the race.
Yeah. Well, he was very thoughtful this week.
This is a hard one.
I know.
I guess flying, they're majestic, they're top of the food chain, they eat a lot of trout. I like trout.
Oh, looks like I have a winning answer for the week. Oh!
Bart clearly won, and I think that he won, what would you say?
I think he won for the fate question.
Fate. I think it did. I think I saw his lips forming the word fate. And that right there. So yeah. So fate or free will, and there it is. He was fated to win. So now we know.
No, he made it happen. I mean, he was fated to win.
He was. Oh, you're saying through his efforts of coming up with an awesome answer.
Yes.
Maybe it is a bit of both. Maybe a bit of both. So here we are. Once again, it's Thursday. We've just finished the big show. So where do we go from here? Right? It's the end of the week. Oh yeah, we're gonna start another week, right? And so coming up in this week, and there's a number, right? I don't even know what number it is.
Oh, but, 1,000,000.
Yeah, we're week number 1,000,000. So we're going into week 1,000,001. And so there's 7 new questions. We're going to pop out the first one later today. And then every day there's another QOTD for you to answer. And then when you answer one of these questions, you're going to show up in the all-day big show, in the all-day show, which is our 24-hour live game stream on BeOnTheAir.com. The best answers will make it to our daily recap shows so we can tell you who's winning and who's getting voted up and kind of what the stats are. And then finally on the Thursday Big Show, you could be chosen as the QOTD champion, but it all starts with you answering a question. And so that all sort of begins right now. But what are our questions this week?
Do you want a clue to the next question coming up?
Yeah, I would like to be able to think about it. Oh, that reminds me. In addition, if you subscribe, you don't get just a hint, but you'll get the actual question. You can get the question of the day every day in your inbox. And all you got to do is subscribe, or maybe on BeOnTheAir.com, you can register or follow us on Twitch, whatever, man. But sign up and get it in your inbox, because if you're the first one to get it, then you're the first one who can record. And if you're the first one to record, there's more time for you to get the votes you need to make it to the weekly big show. Did you guys follow that dynamic?
Yeah.
Oh, but I
did a good
What themed question?
Well, next week's questions, the next one that you'll get is, have you ever thought about maybe going back to this week's questions, maybe you want to be a reality star, maybe you want to be the commander of an arc or a philosopher. If money were no object, what would your dream job be? That's going to be our next question.
That is so easy.
Is it?
But I'm going to do it. I'm going to go record my answer as soon as we're off the air, and you guys can see my answer inside the show. But yeah, your answers, show up, and this isn't the only time that you see them. You'll see them both in the 24-hour live stream, and then if they're, looks like they're an up-and-comer, they'll also show up in the daily recap show, or maybe as one of our favorite answers, which we're posting on YouTube every single day. So yeah, it's a great way to be seen and be heard with your amazing opinions, thoughtful answers, and charming faces.
And I love all the accents too.
Yeah, no, it's great. There are people all over the world playing this game. Guys, thank you so much for all your support. Everybody who subscribed and, on YouTube, there's gosh, 720 something thousand now. It's a huge number. We love you too. I'm just going to go say that we love all your comments, and we particularly love it when you record. Yeah, I'll give you one. So, well, for everybody on BeOnTheAir.com and QOTD, I want to say thanks to everybody who watched, voted, and recorded. JJ, Trish, thank you so much for all your help this week. Reid, wherever you are, we can't wait to see you on TV too. And to everybody else out there in TV land, we cannot wait to see you on TV. So go to BeOnTheAir.com and answer a couple questions. Guys, have a wonderful week.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.